I know the sun's on the camera and we can't see too well. A bit of a path here, junk pile full of timber waiting to be utilised, and that's just another look. I put a bit of a veranda on the front of that shed because the rain was driving in under the door, believe it or not, so I put this bit of a veranda on there. Here's the full setup. That's 3 sheds there. So then next to that I have a pigeon loft with an aviary on the front, 8 foot by 4 foot. And then this side of me I have my polytunnel, which I've reskinned. Lots and lots more tin sheets still to use. Piles of junk here, there and everywhere. 16 rain barrels which I have acquired, which are going to be set up on a water system to catch rain. Yet another pigeon loft with another 8 foot aviary, 8 foot by 4 foot aviary with the fancy coloured pigeons in there. Yes, all that's mine as well. So there's a further pigeon loft with the stock birds in, with aviaries on the front, small aviaries. Then the 24 foot loft next to that, which I built single-handedly with my son. And another 8 foot aviary on the end of that, with a shed behind that for to keep the hen feed in. And that's yet another shed there with another 8 foot aviary on. And I've recently installed an IBC container there and covered it with plastic. That's to collect the water for the pigeons and the hens. That's the original shed that I started off with, after next to the one where I make my cups of tea and coffee. And then a better look at the polytunnel now. You can see here, that's it finished, and on the top you'll see a bird netting. This is the only way I could think of stopping the seagulls from pecking at the polytunnel and destroying the plastic yet again. So the doors are made, and they are polycarbonate on the bottom, which are removable. A few screws, undo the buttons, and they can take those out and make this a complete netted door. On the top you'll see there's just got some fine netting, and then if you look through the polytunnel you'll see, well, I'll show you from the other side in a moment. On this end I already have the bar on, and you can see the polycarb. I had to cut a little piece out of here so the bar can move back and forward. And then inside of the polytunnel you'll see I've got the cardboard down ready, and some grass clippings I threw on the top ready to start filling this up with compost and bedding, etc. On the side rails I just have some washing line tied up in a way where I can string the tomatoes up. Likewise on this side as well. And there you can see the other door, which, as I say, the polycarbs can be taken out of the bottom, and then we can let fresh air blow right through the whole polytunnel. So moving on now, we're moving into the next pen where I have the chickens. I know the sun's shining on the camera, it's not best, but I'll give you a look around the back of this shed here. And round the back of here is a bit of a jungle up against the fence. A couple of old water barrels that they're doing the job, but they need reset. Another aviary on the back side of this 24 foot loft. And that's the tail end of the original shed when you come through the gate. And this loft is 24 foot long. Again, built from scratch, me and my son. Back down here. This gate here is just made out of laths with a bar on, so I can open that up in summer to get the ride-on mower through there. And then into the next pen, and in here is where the chickens live. Water pots, and yeah, this needs a bit of a tidy up as well. And there's some of the hens there just coming out now to greet me. Yeah, having a good old forage for worms and slugs, etc. This is a plum tree that I've recently dug out because it was way overgrown and in the way basically. So it was dug out, cut back and transplanted here in the chicken pen, provide a bit of shade for them in summer, and more importantly I can get at it much easier than the location it was in. So you can see it's quite a big allotment, and that's not the end of it. Through the next fence, through the next gate even. And this is where the garden used to be, which is in a hell of a state at the moment. Yeah, right mess. This is what I'm going to be doing over the next few weeks or so, leading up to Christmas. So I've just recently put in a new gate up the top there, backfilled some soil in here to make a bit of a ramp for getting the rider more in and out onto the path, so I can get compost and bark chippings etc. in here. Then I have the 16-foot garage which I got gifted some years ago and put up. I used to have a generator in there, but it no longer is in there. And this is just a bit of a quagmire at the moment, as you can see. My neighbour had his hens running up and down here while it was just wasteland, and turned it into a sludge pit. And this is what's remaining of the old garden. It was a right mess. Another big plum tree at the back which needs cut back, and yeah, all of this to sort out this winter. I did cover the entire area with plastic, so this is where the polytunnel used to reside, going down that way, but I discovered the side winds were playing havoc with it, so it's now it sort of goes that way now as opposed to that way. Yeah, beds overgrown. In there somewhere there is goosecock trees and blackcurrant trees, but a right mess. So this is what I'm going to be doing over the next few weeks. So that's a quick tour. I've just recently acquired this little trailer as well, just so I can get bags of compost and things up here, etc. So as you can see, there's quite a lot of work needing doing. All this is going to be bark chipped down here, and all of this, and all of this. Then this is all getting pulled up, the whole lot. And down here I'm doing the no dig. It already is plastic coated, so the weeds on the top are actually going to should be relatively easy to move. Although I did throw some chicken manure in some of these beds and the nettles have took well hold. So that'll be a bit of a challenge. So back in the chicken pen, I have an IBC that I set up many years ago up here, and as you can see it's collapsed off the pallet. The pallet has just rotted in it, and then the IBC is just collapsed. Yeah, you can see it's almost snapped in half and it's about to collapse, so I'm just emptying that out, running the water off, and then that will be getting put back on a nice footing. Again, back in the chicken pen, hens having a drink and etc. The views around the allotment are absolutely amazing, and this is the reason I chose this location to raise the pigeons to originally. However, I no longer raise the birds. So back through the second gate, And we're now back into that's one of the pigeon lofts with the aviary on the other side there. But yeah, as you can see, it's quite a large plot of land, and this is pretty much what keeps me sane at weekends when I've had a hard week at work. But it also takes a lot of looking after and trying to keep right. So hopefully you enjoy this video and you'll follow me along on the transformation of the top end and growing area where I intend to grow next year. So that's just a quick look round. Thanks very much for watching. If you like it, give it a thumbs up or a like, and let me know if you would like to see more. Thank you. Bye.